Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wine Rookie. I'm your Wine Rookie host Paul, and today we are opening up the 2021 vintage of Lincourt Winery's Steel Aged Chardonnay. Now I've seen for a lot of people, Chardonnays are a huge turnoff, specifically for the younger generations. I have this kind of idea that it might be because of the oak aging in a white wine. I went from whiskey to wine, so oak aging is something that I look for in particular, especially for the malolactic fermentation that it goes through while it's in the oak barrels. So let's go ahead and give this a shot to see if this is something that maybe might appeal to some of that crowd that has gone towards more Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio instead of Chardonnays. This particular bottle received a 90 points from Wine Enthusiast and comes from only 2 vineyards. And that's particularly rare for a bottle of this cost. Usually you're going to see bottles that at this cost, I don't remember, it was around $20, coming from multiple vineyards and sometimes not even telling you what region they're coming from. So we know that Lincourt comes from Santa Rita Hills. Both of the vineyards that are owned by this winery are in that area. This is a coastal climate, which is ideal for Chardonnays, and we're hoping for some great results from that. Let's go ahead and dive in and check it out for ourselves. All right, everybody. Now that we've got our 2021 vintage Lincourt Winery's Steel Aged Chardonnay poured out, let's take a closer look. I can already tell by looking at the glass that this lacks some of the color that an oak-aged Chardonnay is going to display. It's more of a pale yellow to it. Reminds me more of a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling, to be honest with you. But that's okay, because it's a steel-aged Chardonnay, and we're all getting to know those together. So let's take a look at the Bouquet first. I'm getting a lot of apple here, starfruit, Asian pear. Obviously, most of those have the same texture and kind of have the same kind of like nose to them. If you're really to smell an apple, pear, starfruit, they have a lot of similarities to them outside of actual flavor, but aroma, they all have that. And it's got a bit of a white flower to it, maybe a honeysuckle. It really reminds me of a Riesling on the nose. But let's take a closer look at the taste of this wine, because that's what we want. Want to know, is this what's going to make us like Chardonnay grapes, Chardonnay wines? Do we need to be purchasing steel-aged Chardonnay instead of oak-aged to be into that? Great. Wow, guys. This is a very dry Chardonnay. Low residual sugar. I'm getting almost no sweetness to it. It has these sharp qualities and this bright acidity to it. It's lovely, to be honest with you. But it's completely different because I don't get that creaminess. I don't get that butter that you're going to get from an oak Chardonnay. So I get the front fruity notes of Granny Smith apple, pineapple, a little bit on the backbone, and some honeydew to it. But on the finish, it just finishes more with like the saline kind of gravelly note to it, and lacks that dimension that the oak barrel aging lends to Chardonnay. It does remind me still a little bit more of a Riesling, a very, 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 very dry Riesling, and less of a oak-aged Chardonnay. And for that particular reason, I mean, I love Rieslings. I love almost all wine. You're hard-pressed to find a wine that I won't enjoy. at a meal. But it's difficult to say for me personally that I would continue to buy steel-aged Chardonnays over oak-aged Chardonnays. Again, stepping down from heavily oaked whiskey for years and years and years to wine that's oaked for just maybe a few months to something that's never oaked at all, you're not going to convince me that this is where wine tastes better. But for some people, specifically the people that don't like Chardonnays, this might convince you to purchase more Chardonnay wines. What I'm getting here as far as tasting notes and what to pair with it, I'm thinking a blue cheese. It falling short of those oaky, creamy finishes is going to make me want to give it something that it really holds onto and grasps. And I think the blue cheese and this sharp, dry Chardonnay are going to pair so well together that it's going to elevate it to the next level. So if you pair a blue cheese with this, I think that's where you're going to be meeting its ideal wine tasting. And as far as at dinner, this is a salad wine. Heavily Granny Smith, pecans, a maple vinaigrette maybe, with some fresh baby herb green salad. That's where this is gonna, I think, highlight those tasting notes. You're gonna get a little bit of that sweetness from the maple vinaigrette and the Granny Smith apple and pair well with the salinity and gravel finish of this wine. They're going to just grasp each other, take it, and elevate it to the next level. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. Again, give it a shot. Give steel barrel aged Chardonnays a shot if you've not tried them. It's always better to increase your knowledge on your palate as well as your experience with wines. The more we taste, the better we know. So you don't know what you don't know, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out, and I will see you next time for another episode of The Wine Rookie. Cheers.